Hey guys, it's Mark here. So when I purchased my sim racing screen, this little guy here, I actually bodged the mount for it and made one myself and dissected the old Thrustmaster T500 mount it came with, and yeah, it did a good job. But sometimes when I'm sim racing, it just drops a little bit and just covers the LEDs, which isn't great. So I've decided to stop being a bodge job and do things right. So from you guys who remember my other video where I made my old sim screen, which is no longer in use anymore, it was an iPhone. There is going to be a link to this video just at the end of this video you're watching now, so check that out. But this, we're going to make a new screen. I've marked out where the screen's going to go. We're going to put it in the gap. We're going to drill the holes for the LEDs, and we're going to use some of this, which is for modelling, but it's just basically filler, like body filler. I used it for my Steve McQueen model car, which is just there. Tools that I'm going to need, this of course, I've got this left over. The sim screen, again, this is a separate video, but I'll link this at the end of this video as well, so you can see where I purchased this and what software it uses, etc. And we're going to need just a few Allen keys, the putty, and oh yeah, where is it? Ha. My favourite, my Dremel, and any other bits and pieces along the way. But yeah, I hope you guys find this useful. Goodbye. Right, so I've already marked out. This doesn't matter if it gets scuffed because I don't really like that type of carbon fibre. It's obviously it's not real, but it's like a plain weave, where this trusty stuff here, you can obviously get real carbon fibre if you wanted to, but this stuff here is 4-dimensional, so it gives like a really good impression of a like a twill weave. But yeah, we're going to need that later on, and obviously it's going to be used as well to cover the putty. So here we go. I want to try and get as little mess as possible, so I'm going to just move a few things, move Leon, get rid of him. Okay, so, and by the way guys, I'm doing this really because I'm so bad at sim racing. I need to give you guys something to watch. That stink is back, the plastic melting stink, and all that's going to happen now is my room's going to get covered. So guys, just while the Dremel decided to ruin my productivity and it needs the battery charging, I thought what better to do than to take apart the screen, which is what I'm going to do now. Alright, so this is the only part that we need right now of that sim screen. So what's going to happen is when my Dremel's sorted its life out and charged, that's going to fit right inside the gap. In theory, it's probably not, but it's going to need a bit more shaving off, and yeah, that's going to sit flush, and that's it. Hey guys, so of course, just stating the obvious here, if you go ahead and cut too much, then you're not going to be able to do anything with it. So just try and stick within the lines, and then you can just tidy it up just towards the end. It's a bit of a pain with this because the Dremel kept on running out of battery every 5 minutes. So I'm back. This is it. As you can see, there's few gaps. But that's not really a problem because we're going to use the putty to smooth out the edges because we want to make this flush. And yeah, by making it flush, yeah, you're not going to see this scuff here. Anything else? Any gaps? So I've made it at the moment so that the surround for the screen is flush with this carbon plastic. And yeah, what I'm going to do is put a few dabs of glue from the glue gun, which is just there, just around here, to keep it in place. It's not going to stay square, it's going to be rounded off on the edges. Now, the reason why it's offset to one side is because the screen is pretty awkward, really, because it's got the connections on the edge. So even if you were to get a L-shaped connector, it still hangs out the side. So this is going to be covering that. Yeah guys, sorry, this is what I was rambling about. So that's the screen. That there is the connector. I don't know if you can see it in the light. That's where the HDMI cable goes, so there's enough clearance for it. So yeah, it is all good, man. Right. Okay, so this is probably one of the most time-consuming bits coming up, which is why this whole video can't be shot in one day. So we need to fill in the edges with this putty. This is pre-hard, like it's ready mixed, and yeah, basically it will work the same way as wall filler. So I will just put it on the end of my finger and then just smooth it over the best I can to make life a little bit easy for me when it comes to sanding down. Right, so it probably could have done with waiting a bit longer for it to cure, but I think it'll be okay. But yeah, we'll give it a go with some 400 grit sandpaper. I probably would have used it wet, the sandpaper, but as the putty's not 100% dry, it's like 85–90% dry. I'm going to do it dry sanding. So at this stage of the project, it's important just to cover that with sanding, the finished article needs to be pretty smooth. Even though it's not being painted, you'd still clearly be able to see any ridges or any imperfections. So it's not maybe as important as painting, but you still need to get the finish as smooth as you can in order to get a decent result. Oh my god, I look like absolute shit. Right, so we're on the next morning and I've woken up and I have the worst hay fever in the world. I open up my window and some idiot's been fucking spreading horse shit everywhere, so it stinks. So I'm pretty pissed off this morning. But we've got this done. You might have been able to see at the end of the last part of the video, I went over it again with a few more bits of the putty, the filler, just to smooth out other edges. Even though this isn't being painted, cracks and lines will still show really easily through the vinyl, so I would doubt it's going to be good enough for painting like it is now, because you'll need a surface like glass, really. Smoothness, you probably won't be able to pick it up
but there's like a few little ridges and stuff like that, but I don't think it's going to pick it up through the vinyl. Even though the vinyl is going to pick up flaws, I don't think it will pick that up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, well, what I did last night before bed was I masked the corners because I don't just want a square. So I've just gotten some flexible masking tape, which is nowhere to be seen, but it's this white stuff here. It's from a company called Tamiya. Again, it's for like model making and stuff. But yeah, what I've done is I've curved it off and curve that side off, and what I'm going to do is just use the Dremel just to cut that. And what we're then going to do is just dry sand the edges from where we've Dremeled, just so it's nice and smooth. I'm trying to picture what it looks like with a smoothed edge, like the rounded edge, and it's difficult to make out, but yeah, hopefully it'll look alright. It'll look better than square, so yeah, here we go.
Right, so basically, this edge is now rounded, and that's going to be the shape. I can always amend it if need be, but yeah, it looks much better with the edges rounded off. And it contours to more of a dashboard shape as opposed to like a square bodged bit of plastic, which of course is not the look that we want to go for. In a nutshell now, what I'm going to do is take off my dashboard on my sim rig, work out where the LEDs are going to be, and this is going to cover the LEDs, but there's going to be holes to allow them to shine through. So I'm going to reposition the camera and yeah, do that. Right, so everything's done. We have the holes for the LEDs, we have 2 holes for the mount, and we have like a curved shape as well. And yeah, all we need to do is just put the carbon fibre on top, and then put the screen in, mount it, figure out what we're going to do with this. We're probably just going to leave this blank. I thought it'd be quite a big space to leave, but it'll probably look alright. But anyway, right, we just need to be careful really, because we just need to make sure that there's no dust or anything. I'm going to get rid of this because that's a magnet for dust. Obviously dust and vinyl is not going to go well. Heat guns are quite dangerous because of this thing will literally set on fire to the desk, as it did my carpet when I did the play seat. So we just want to be a bit careful with it really. I just want to say at this stage, guys, that of course I'm voicing over after the finished product was done, but I thought now would be a good time just to tell you all that, to be honest, I am a bit of a perfectionist, and the end result was quite bad. I thought, to start with, I think that in an ideal world I could have resoldered the connections and make the surround a bit smaller, but looking back now, yeah, I didn't. The end result after I finished, I'm happy-ish with it. It could have been a lot better, and I really did debate whether I should even show this video or not, because the finish wasn't what I was expecting. But I did finish the video, and you'll see the end result shortly. this is now done. So what we're going to do is we're going to fit it, and we're going to see what it looks like, and see if it's an improvement on what we had in there before. And just one last thing that I thought I'd do was, this is my dashboard, and I spilt a bit of glue on this previously when I had my PlayStation, and I used some Alcantara fabric just to cover it. It looks pretty decent, so I'm just going to, while it's off, just do the other side as well. So yeah. Right guys, so this last bit here just really wraps up the video. Like I said just a few minutes ago, I wasn't 100% pleased with the outcome. In the end, I have come to think it's okay. I'll let you be the decider, really, what you think. Stick it in the comment section below if you think I could have done anything differently, or if you want to try this and you have any questions, or if you want to try this and you want to do something a bit differently. But as mentioned at the beginning of the video, I will be linking the other videos which are relevant to this one in the last few seconds of this video, so make sure you check those out. I do hope that you've enjoyed the content, and please, if you've got any questions, make sure you ask. I really hope you guys like the end result, and like I said, it could have been better, but then again, it could have been a lot worse. So I'm going to leave you with these last few pictures of my work, and I'm Mark, and I am out.